Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode, Week 7 of Nat 20 D&D, a 3.5 campaign. Guys, we're in Week 7 already. That's
Woo.
That's pretty sick.
it's almost 2 months. I didn't. I thought about Week 7. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe we've actually done this much. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Doing
Alright,
just fine.
doing good.
Good to see everybody could make it. No work emergency after all, Daniel.
Wow.
All right. I guess a lot of you have been playing Titanfall beta or something, right?
I have been
Yep.
playing this.
Lords of Waterdeep. Nice.
Awesome.
Board games are pretty cool.
We can stack that up in the not Titanfall category.
What?
So many things in that category.
Right?
I actually hooked up my old GameCube and I'm trying to get some of my rooms to play Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles again, but we'll see. We'll see
my
if
God.
that happens.
Oh man, that brings me back.
I was actually trying to find a digital AV cable for the GameCube. Did you know those things are like $200?
What?
It's
Why?
ridiculous. Because apparently when they made it, there really wasn't digital, so like only like 1% of people actually used it. So they stopped making GameCubes with the digital AV output. So the cables are like extremely rare. It's really weird. All right. Anyway, let's. I guess we'll get started.
Alright.
Sounds good.
Last you guys were you just basically completed the little puzzle gate, which is actually what I named it on Roll20.
Puzzle gates.
Yeah, I named it Puzzle Gate.
Awesome. That sounds like a game. Like
Sounds
Sounds
like
like some stupid nickname someone would give a scandal or something. So where were you when the puzzle gate occurred?
Anyway, and I guess you guys got outside.
Yep.
yeah. Was it like day or night? When you got
So
outside?
right, so it was like early morning. I remember that. Basically, the sun isn't up, but um, by the way, is it John? Is that you with like a whole bunch of static coming through again?
I don't know. Is it?
It could
I
have been
mean-
me breathing.
No, you guys. Did anybody else hear that
Yeah,
like white noise?
I hear it. I hear it.
I don't hear it, so it's probably
I
me.
was muted just now, so I don't know.
I can still hear it right now.
Yeah,
I don't hear it.
weird. Well, we'll see if we can get that fixed as it goes along. Anyway, so I just brought it up because I think that was happening before as well. So yes, it's like early morning. It's like dusk is morning, right?
Dawn.
Dusk
Dawn.
till dawn.
Dawn.
Because twilight is in the evening as well, so there's two different.
It's dawn.
Anyway, it's early. Like the sun isn't really up yet, but you do see like light filtering in, so it's not complete pitch black basically.
Dusk is the darkest stage of twilight in the
Yeah,
evening.
yeah. So what you see is like kind of the area that's first of all you see as I said, you see a structure that's a little bit ways off further north.
Oh, yeah.
But what you also see is that there's been a lot of like clear cutting of wood. So this used to be a somewhat foresty area, but like the general vicinity or direction around this fort, it looks kind of like a fort, but sort of a makeshift fort. There's been a lot of clear cutting of trees, so the area around it is fairly bare. Or I should say the immediate vicinity around it is fairly bare. A little bit further on, there's a fair amount of trees still.
Okay. How did the area look around us? Like where
So
we?
you came out of
got
a
up?
mausoleum. It looks like there was probably a graveyard here once, but it's really hard to tell. It's sort of overgrown in this area.
Okay.
Um, but you know, this is also like the entrance to the temple of God. What was it? Eurythnes or some? Yeah, I think that's what you know pronounce it. I could never say that god's name. So you know, you don't quite know. I think you guys made some knowledge local rolls, but you didn't really know anything about it.
Yeah, I remember I did because I have local.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
So did we decide if we were going to? I don't know if Dark can hear this, but did we decide if we were going to, like, start investigate over at the structure that we saw, or
No, I think we
if
just
we were
opened
going
the
to
door.
wait?
I think we just
Yeah,
opened the door.
you basically just came out to see this, and that was the
Okay,
last thing.
so
that
we
did.
haven't had the chance to.
Yep.
Okay.
So you haven't decided anything. You haven't. I mean, you really haven't had a chance to talk about anything either. So now's your chance.
I assume Darth has no spells.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's always a safe assumption.
Okay, he's back. Can you hear us,
Douchebags.
Darth?
Yeah, of course I
Okay.
can.
So,
That's why I said
how's your...
douchebag when I came back.
Yeah, I figured.
Guys, I'm
How's your
feeling
spells
really
looking?
wary. Oh, the magic energies are not with me right now. It's pretty dark. We could still sleep for a couple of hours.
Do you think
But
that
I know that Dip is very impatient.
would those hours be sufficient for you to commune with your spirits?
I'm not sure. I feel like I need 8 hours before I can commune with the spirits. What do you... I asked the spirits, like, is it 8 hours?
Yeah, you need a full night's rest, and then you can commune with spirits.
If we
Uh,
went
The
to
so
be
the
up
so
around-
just game mechanics wise, you still need a full night's rest, but the point is if you get interrupted in the middle of your sleep, it doesn't like screw you over for the next day.
Okay.
So you get your spells during your 1 hour communion, but you still need a full night's of sleep before you can commune with spirits again.
So, technically speaking, we could sleep into the day since we've been wandering around there. We're tired from the fight. We could. He doesn't necessarily need to sleep at night to get the spells, correct?
Correct, yes.
Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so-
I mean, like if you tried to go to sleep right now, you probably wouldn't be able to because, I mean, you were sleeping, you know, a few hours ago. Like, you know, you slept for, uh, you slept basically late afternoon into, you know, 2, 3 a.m. somewhere around there. And then you walked for about an hour or so, and then you spent some time figuring out the gate that you came through, and now you're outside. So if you were going to want to rest again, you would probably want to not. Yeah, you'd have to figure out something else to do around this area.
we'd have to spend 2 days, is what you're saying.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea to maybe wait a bit though, because we have 2 people at least who can see at night. So if we were to spend the day meandering and sleeping, then we could assault the fortress under the cover of darkness.
Well, I do like the stealth approach.
I mean, it's not worked out for us so far, but eventually it might, right?
What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Dip and
Devlin.
Etlin?
I'm alright
I'm
with the
ready
night
to press on
approach.
ahead.
I think it'd be smart if we waited. I'm alright with the night approach, it's just, you know, can't see that well.
Yeah. I'm still a bit hurt. Not a lot though, because I got restored by, I think it was Darth, or was it Dip that restored me?
Dip,
It was me.
Okay, so
who can't
yeah,
use magic.
He laid
Yeah.
his hands upon me.
exactly. And I drank a potion that I found on one of the bodies, which was a health potion. But I'm still a bit hurt, so I'm alright with waiting as well. But we should definitely scout ahead and see if we can find something out about the building before we decide if we're going to make camp or not. Yeah, that's my thought at least.
Sure.
We be
Sure.
very careful though, so they don't see us.
Yeah. So
That might ruin
What do you-
whatever safety we have now.
yeah. So who's light on their feet? I see Edlin is raising
I
his hand.
Look over at Etlin.
The rest of you just
Um,
clomp along, like
Yeah. So
banging
How
on
about
drums.
how about this, Edlin? You can lead the way, and you should scout ahead for us while we travel towards the structure that we see in the distance. So we should be able to get a good look at it, see what's going on before we decide if we're going to rest up or simply charge on.
Sure. How far do you want me to stay ahead?
Good question.
50
Maybe like
feet?
30 feet.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 25, 30 feet or something.
Alright. Just make sure Diff doesn't decide to, just walk in.
So, just walking 30 feet ahead, if you guys are making a bunch of noise, like just from walking, because your move silently isn't going to be that effective.
Yeah,
Um,
like
you probably want him further than just 30 feet because
Oh.
like the
What about
that
60 feet?
yeah, you'd probably want like 60 to 100 ahead. If you
Really?
if you want, so basically if you want for him to scout ahead and try to remain hidden and completely undetected, you probably want him further ahead than 30.
I'm gonna need a converter. Oh, okay. 25 feet is that small, huh? Then definitely not. We're going to need you like.
Yeah, I mean you basically want him at least 50, if not 100 feet ahead of you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
didn't
going-
mean 30 feet, but...
Yeah, I'm at 30
30
meters.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
90 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say like 60 feet or more ahead.
Alright.
Okay, let's say
Um,
120 feet, just make sure.
We still need to have like eyes on him
So-
as well.
So will
Yes.
you guys be able to see me and...
I can see 120 feet, I think.
I mean it depends on where you're walking. If you're walking out in this open area, you can probably see anybody.
Alright.
Even
Yeah,
if they're
is there-
even if they're 120 feet away, if you guys are walking more along in the wooded area, which is going to be somewhat further away from the from this encampment that you see.
Right.
Yeah, and you said the place was like. It wasn't overgrown, right? And the forest was cut down and stuff.
Yeah,
Clear
so
cut.
it was a fair amount of clear cutting going on.
So would it be possible for us to like walk into like the forest or something in
Yeah, absolutely.
like cover with the trees and walk up to said place?
Once again, I mean the general area that you see is fairly clear cut behind it, or around it. So it's going to be somewhat hard to approach. Now you don't know if anybody's watching from this place. Like
Yeah.
you can't see anybody per se, but
Who the heck would be up this time?
you do see. I would say, even from the distance that you're at, that that area is a lot light. There's a lot more light from that area, so I mean you can easily deduce that there's torches or fire going on
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah.
it's not just like pitch blackness coming from it.
Okay. Yeah, so I say we stick with the plan. Let Edlin scout ahead. Should at least be 60 feet ahead of us.
Meter. 30 meters, you mean?
60 feet is actually 18 meters, apparently.
Anyway,
There are 3
Etlin,
feet to a yard. A yard
you're-
is about a meter.
you're gonna go on ahead now. I mean, here's
Yeah.
here's the other question. Are you sending him out and then having him come back to you, or are you guys following behind him?
We need to think of a system of hand signals that means that you can use to communicate
This
to
means
us.
stop. This means come.
Is
Seems
this the
simple
army
enough.
now? How about enemies
We're
ahead?
mercenaries.
Can we do like this as enemies ahead?
This.
What are you groping?
Okay, no. This. Okay, this then. Just wave like this.
This
Means
that's
enemies
very
ahead.
subtle.
Isn't
I like
isn't
the
that a
subtlety of
greeting?
that.
No, like this. It's just like pretend you're. I don't know.
How about you just hold the hand out, and if you can count the enemies, you put up an equal amount of fingers.
I was just
If
going
there,
to say
if there,
that.
if, yeah, if there's more, you just put up a second hand.
I just hold it out at a right angle in front of yourself. And
Okay, I'm
No.
gonna go now before he confuses people.
Can you see somebody holding up fingers like 100
Yeah.
feet away?
100 feet. I thought
you have
you
an
said
L.
I mean, I'm gonna be like 70 feet away. So
Sure. I'm just thinking, like,
I
No,
could
uh,
easily do it in real life though.
yeah, I guess.
Keen L5s and all that.
But then again, I have pretty good eyesight.
Yeah, no,
so,
I'm just thinking out loud.
yeah, I could definitely do that.
Yeah, I guess that's about like 20 yards or so. So yeah, that shouldn't be too big. Yeah, okay. Okay. So
It might be.
oh, and if you guys lose me, like if you can't see me anymore, make some weird noise, and I have flint and steel that I can strike, and maybe you guys. will be
No,
able
we're
to
not
see.
gonna make any noise. You have to like keep an eye out so you're not losing us. We're gonna
I'm,
try
tr-
to
I'm
keep,
trying to sneak here, so
Yeah.
you know,
but you can sneak and look both ways.
nah.
Okay, so Etlin, you're gonna try to move silently,
Yep.
and I assume you're also going to be checking spot in the meantime, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and make your move silently roll first. And then make a spot check.
Like, even if he rolls horribly at this, as long as there's nothing like in the fields or woods, they shouldn't be able to hear him.
Right.
There's a limit to how far you can hear things.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's the spot check was also for him to be able to find stuff in a wooded area while trying to move silently and everything.
Yeah.
So how fast are you trying to move through here? Are you checking carefully, or are you just like are you more focused on spotting, or are you more focused on moving silently? Are you giving it
I'm
equal?
more focused on moving silently.
Okay. Um,
Or
Can
Yeah,
can I
yeah.
get like circumstance bonuses for stuff like that?
yeah, I'm calculating. That's why this is stuff why I'm asking him, because if he's
Okay.
more focused on one or the other, then depending on who may or may not be out there, might have bonuses or negatives to spots of themselves.
What is the rule about if you have 10 minutes, it's an automatic pass?
no, it's
You
an,
can
it's
take
an
10.
automatic 10.
uh,
It's an
Oh,
automatic 10.
okay.
yeah, but that's also for like a specific action. So if you can't really take a 10 on move silently, because like
Yeah.
open lock, you can take 10 on.
Yeah.
Move silently, like you're focusing on moving silently for 10 minutes, so you're not moving, so you get an automatic 10 on your move silent, but you haven't moved, so it's
Here's a question: can you take 10 while cooking?
the
The question would be if it takes more than 10 minutes to cook something.
Yeah, I mean, taking 10 really, technically, you're supposed to take 10 minutes to do it, but really all it means is that your focus is on doing that.
Take 10 for a hot pocket.
So, anyway, so you sneak around,
And we're
using
walking behind
using
him.
the cover of the trees. You managed to avoid from stepping on some logs that may have broken under your foot's weight, making a lot of noise. So you're doing fairly well at that. And at one point, you will come, kind of looking around a tree, and there's it's, I would say, a good 100 or so feet in from like the outskirts of where the clear cutting is, so a little bit into the forest. You actually spot 3 figures. You don't quite know if they're sleeping because you haven't been able to catch quite a good glimpse at that. They're all just kind of hunkered down around a small fire. Very small. It's barely visible.
Oh, so it's like embers or something.
Yeah, essentially.
And they're in the forest, you said?
Yeah, they're in the forest. And
And-
so you can't really get a good glimpse at them, but there's 3 figures out here.
All
How
right.
far
I'm gonna
away
do
is this from the structure?
As I said, so the actual, I would say there's a good about 100 or so feet around the structure that's clear cut, and then there's about another 100 foot into the forest from there.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do the hand signal, 3 people. And
So you'll have to come out a little bit from where they were.
Yeah.
To make it, but yeah.
Okay.
Should we also roll and move silently?
Well,
mean,
you're kind
we're
of
ways
too,
behind,
yeah,
but-
you're a little bit too far to have to make it, but it depends if you're gonna try to come into this area.
so
I would say we would probably like stop when we see him put his hand up and wait for like
Sure.
a sign
I'm-
or something.
I'm gonna move back to them. Back to the group.
Okay.
And I can just do that.
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'm gonna tell them. All right, there were 3 people around a fire that was like out, and you said it looked like they were sleeping, right, or
Well,
on the ground.
It was hard to tell. They were kind of hunched over.
Okay.
So
It looked
one-
like they were
one
either
was-
sitting
One
down or
was
sleeping.
one was laying, but you had its back to you. One was, and a couple of others had themselves hunched over. All you see were their backs. It looks like their heads were probably down, but once again, you don't know if they were sleeping or just resting.
Which
Okay.
direction was it?
That way. I point to it.
You know, Etlin, I would have thought you would make for a better scout than this. Not being able to say if someone's asleep or not. Did they talk? Did they snore?
I was like 100 feet away. I can't hear them snoring.
Well, maybe you should work
so,
on your listening.
you were 100 feet away from them?
Yes.
No, you were closer. You came up basically right by them.
Alright,
Oh.
well, there we go. So, and you heard no snoring, no talking, no heavy breathing, nothing?
I mean, he wasn't like all up ons, and he stood
No, but
there,
I'm-
and he stood there for maybe 20 seconds or so. Unless, did you want to like, for the impression that I got is you just poked your head out, saw them, and then you left.
Well, I thought I was farther away from them.
Okay. All right. Do we
Yeah,
want to roll this
because-
back a little then, and do you want to
Yeah.
investigate more?
Yeah.
My reasoning is like scouting ahead is not like, oh, I saw something, I'm gonna go back. It's like,
Yeah, no, I totally thought I was like way far away from them.
Okay. Well, let's do this. You go back. You tell them this, and then they tell you to go scout some more. Apparently.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, fuck you,
Alright.
go back to the proper job.
All right,
Do
so I
a
go.
better job.
Do you want me to reroll?
Yeah, go ahead and reroll. Reroll that's your move silently, okay? And then, well, let's see here.
I mean, I already know where they are, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have to roll a spot.
Well, you'll still want to make one to figure out stuff about it, or maybe it's to listen.
Oops.
But
Long roll. There we go.
you had a 12.
17 on both of them anyway.
Yeah.
So as you're moving about, so sorry, was this another spot or was this listen or?
The 17 was a spot.
Okay.
Well,
So as you're moving around to try to catch a better glimpse of who they might be, suddenly one of them jerks their head up and looks in your direction.
I stand still and hide.
you
Where's the
breathe
shadow?
Make-
like a reptile or something.
make your hide check.
Okay.
Watch him get a like 1 on this, and he's like, nope, they don't see me.
Got a 16.
Ooh.
It's dark out, so they should take some.
You'll
just
see this person stand up, draw out a sword, and say, "Who's there?"
I continue to hide.
Make another check.
So
is he like Is he looking?
yeah,
straight
he's
at
looking
me?
basically straight. Where are you hiding behind a tree? Did you drop to the ground? What are you doing to try to hide?
prone bonus +4.
Yeah, I would probably be prone and behind a tree. Boom.
So you
Done.
basically just try to
Stop, drop, roll.
jump back behind a tree.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't try to move. I would just like, if I can go prone without making a lot of noise and moving, I would do that.
Yeah, I mean, probably what really happened is, you were sneaking around, stepped on some dried twigs and cracked them, and he looked over, and it seems like he probably caught a glimpse of you.
Yeah, no, I'm just staying still.
And he'll yell.
Can we see?
You try to blend into the background.
No, you're gonna be too far away, or more or less. The problem is not that it's too far away. This is just too wooded in the area that he was going in.
Okay.
So it's gonna be hard visibility. So he'll say, "Reveal yourself. I see you back there."
Dang it. Huh.
No, you don't.
Yeah, it's like nobody's here.
Caw! Caw!
I'm going to get. Well, how far away is he? How far away is he?
He's probably about 20 feet away from you.
I'm going to continue to do nothing.
All right, and he'll walk
And hide.
over towards you.
Tell me whenever he's like close. Or
Yeah,
if he
I mean,
does
he's
anything.
he's moving. He's 5 feet, or 5 feet closer, 5 feet closer, 5 feet closer.
Try whenever he gets 5
So
feet.
Are
next-
Are you actually looking at him, or are you just like staring at the ground?
I would probably be staring at the ground, but I can listen to him. But whenever he gets close enough for me to attack, I'll do that.
He gets
Turns
5
out
feet
they were
closer,
friends.
and he'll take a stab at you while you're prone.
What? I
That
call
one
hacks.
He's actually I should say is he's stabbing in your direction because he's stabbing where he thinks you are.
Oh.
Aha.
What's your AC though?
17 minus 4, 13.
Actually,
If you are in that.
if you're prone, you actually get a plus. You get a minus to your AC essentially.
Yeah,
It's-
I know.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
13.
So he'll stab you
Ow. That hurts.
for 4 damage. And as you look
so
up,
this guy basically like swung the sword and
well, he just like poked down into the ground and into like the brush that Edlin was hiding in.
oh well, so he was essentially
He
trying
th-
to damage whatever it was in there.
Yeah, I
Not-
mean
not poking around seeing if
He was
found-
pruning the bush.
he poked down in there. And then as you look up, you actually see a medallion with a crescent moon swinging around his neck.
What does that mean?
It means they're from
That's-
farmers.
You'll have seen it on us.
Yeah,
Have I?
you would have seen this. Yeah, we have the.
There's
these
no
med-
way you haven't noticed during all this time. I keep mine on my shoulder, so.
So what does it mean, Daniel, or other people?
Means they're
Well,
probably.
no, he doesn't know. He doesn't. He never asked about it.
I mean,
Yeah, but
so
he had- he had
basically,
some
all you
pictures.
know is that you've seen the other 3 guys wearing the exact same medallion.
And I know they're mercenaries, so they could be part of the mercenary group, or they could be same religion.
A dragon, a vampire, and a paladin.
Same
Not-
religion.
Not the same religion.
Sigan keeps saying he's not religious.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm like... I'm gonna scream friendly as loud as I can and try to back up.
As soon as I hear that, I start running.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
do I.
mean-
All right. So you let
I'm
you
gonna
suddenly
scream friendly and I'm like, I'm part of the mercenary group.
Or wait, maybe we need to make listen checks, see if we hear that. I don't know.
Uh,
How far away
scream.
is
I
it?
scream it
no.
pretty
So
loud.
so basically, you 3 are sitting around, and suddenly a scream grows up in the night.
Yeah, I'm running.
Understand. We don't have to roll for it, Deb.
Yeah, you
It's-
can-
It's defeat.
You'll be able to hear it. It's pretty distinct. The guy who's still holding his sword at you will tell you to stand up.
I thought I already did that. But
No, okay. I did.
I
didn't
like
hear you.
stood up and jumped back and like screamed.
Okay, it's like
Yeah, pretty much.
Friendly.
And he'll actually move to try to get to back of you to try to cover your mouth.